Hello, everyone. Good day. Uh, for today's discussion, I will be discussing our lesson two, which is the types of quantitative research. So, what are the learning objectives in this lesson? At the end of the lesson, you will be able to first identify the different types of quantitative research. Second, explain the characteristics of each type of quantitative research. And lastly, apply the types of quantitative research that is appropriate for each specific field. Based on our previous discussion during our online synchronous discussion, we had tackled the qualities and some types of quantitative research. We have discussed also last time the definition of quantitative research, and you already know also what are the two types of quantitative research, di ba? We have the experimental and the non-experimental research. So let's have a recap about what is quantitative research all about. So it is defined as a means for testing objective theories by examining the relationship among variables. That's according to Creswell 2009. And quantitative research may either be correlational or causal. Anyway, correlational or causal, correlational and causal is just like the same with comparative, causal, comparative. They are under non-experimental. We have tackled last time now that there are two types of research. We have the non-experimental at saka experimental. And then under ng experimental is true experimental. And then under ng non-experimental kay marami, we have the descriptive, the correlational, comparative, at saka the quasi-experimental. That was based on our previous discussion. So, in general, quantitative research focuses on the following. Collection or gathering of observable and measurable data. Again, observable and measurable data. Diba? Observable and measurable data is one of the characteristics of the quantitative research, which is the objectivity. Next, standardized data collection instruments and statistical techniques in data analysis. Now, let's differentiate what is correlational and what is causal research. So, correlational research, it involves identifying relationship between two variables. Take note of this one, just two variables only. So, a correlation is a statistical measure of association between two variables. That's according to I don't know how to pronounce, van der Stoep and Johnston 2009. And let me give you a clue already that the statistical tool or technique to analyze correlational research, we have the following. We have Pearson R. You can have also Spearman rank. You can have also chi-square at saka regression analysis. Okay, so you can have that statistical tool to analyze your correlational research. Meanwhile, for causal research, it looks at causes and effects. Unlike correlational, it talks about relationship between two variables. Causal, it looks at the causes and effect. So a caution refers to the claim that a change in one variable creates a change in another variable. Kumbaga pa, si independent variable mo, si independent variable mo will cause the change of your dependent variable. Ganon. Now, let's discuss isa-isa the correlational research and then si causal research. So, correlational research looks at the following. First, whether there is an association that exists between variables or association or relationship between the variables, or the magnitude of the existing association or relationship between two variables. And lastly, what's the direction of the association between two variables? Last time I've mentioned to you during during our previous discussion that in correlation, specifically Pearson R, in Pearson R, there are, we have this direct relationship at saka inverse relationship. And I've discussed that one also, that when we say direct relationship, kung mag-increase ang isa ka variable, mag-increase ang isa Or kung mag-decrease ang isa ka variable, mag-decrease din yung isa. Then, yung isa naman, the opposite one is the indirect, or another term for indirect is inverse relationship. Pag mag-increase yung isa, mag-decrease yung isang variable. Pag mag-decrease yung variable, mag-increase yung isang variable. Now, let me give you an example of a correlational research, no? Which is we have here, the relationship between hours of sleep and the test scores among students. So, you are going to test whether there is a relationship between the number of hours of sleep and the test scores among students. So, we have here the possible result, no? The possible result that, that will yield, we have there is no significant relationship between hours of sleep and test scores among students. That ibig sabihin, they are not related with each other. Okay, again, they're not related. The hours of sleep is not related to the test scores of the students. Another result is ito. There is a significant relationship. Again, there are only two possible results. Okay, there are only two possible. First, there is no significant relationship. The other one is there is a significant relationship between the hours of sleep at saka the test scores among students, which we can say that higher test scores are related to more hours of sleep. Like kung mataas daw yung numbers of sleep mo, mataas daw yung score mo. Okay? Yeah. That's another example, example of correlational research. Also, relational research is often used in quantitative research, specifically in social sciences field, in psychology, in political science, economics, or even in education. In psychology, relational research is used to look at patterns and associations of human behavior. Example of this is that looking whether there is a relationship or association between the number of hours students spend on social media and their academic performance. Or yung example ko last time, yung absenteeism and saka the academic performance of the students. Like, meron bang relationship ang absenteeism, ang pagsiging absent sa academic performance of the students? That's an example of a psychological, a correlational research in the field of psychology. In economics, correlation research may also be used to determine what affects or is affected by a certain economic variables. Example to this is we have here, looking at the relationship between the foreign exchange rates at saka the credit rating of a particular country. Another one is nabay relationship ang pag-import. The number of imports na import sa Pilipinas at saka the GDP of the Philippines. Again nabay relationship ang pag-import sa atong mga goods at saka the GDP of the Philippines. Yan, that's an example of correlational research in the field of economics. And again, there are a lot of example pa po. In political science, relational research may also be used to study whether an association exists between different political variables. Example to that we have here, looking at the relationship between crime rate at saka the number of votes a politician garnered during an election. We can have that one. Or the attitude, okay? The attitude of, looking at the relationship between the attitude of a politician during campaign period and the number of votes during election. You can have that study. Nabay relationship ang iyang attitude during campaign period at saka the number of votes during election. You can have that one. No, that's an example of correlational research in the field of political science. And again, marami pang example and you can search that one on the internet. Next. While correlational quantitative research can determine whether a relationship exists between the two variables, it does not say that one variable causes the other. Again sa correlation, you cannot tell that this variable causes the other. No, that is not correlation. Again, that is not correlation. That is already causal research. Again in correlation, you cannot tell that this variable causes the other. No. Dili. Because correlation is all about relationship and association. So, this time, dito na yung papasok yung causal research. Deals with the cause and effect. Yung isang variable ba naging cause ba sa pag-increase ng isang variable? Ganun. So, example of causal research we have here, examining the cause and effect relationship between a food ingredient and the rate of decay of a food sample. So a possible research study based on this example, we can have additional unit of the food ingredient leads to faster decay of the food sample. Okay? In the field of education, let me give you an example about this causal research. Like, ano ba? Mga strategies, no? Ang paggamit ba ani nga strategy, ang paggamit ba ani nga or pag-implement ba ani nga teaching strategy mag-cause ba siya sa increasing of the academic performance of the students? Ganon. Again ha, yung teaching strategy ba nag-i-employ yung teacher ninyo, ito ba yung magli-lead ng better learning sa mga bata? That is an example of causal research. Based on experience, I've analyzed many causal researches, by the way, but I forgot to list down those important things, no? Nalang ko na-remember na certain topic. So ito, effect of cooperative learning. Wait lang, na ako sample dire. Let me find this one, no? But the analysis of this one is too difficult, no, kasi this is pang masteral na level. But yeah, for the sake of example, let me find the example, by the way. Effect. Hanapin ko muna yun ha. Effect. Ito. This study, no, ito yung gi-analyze ko na paper. The study is all about the effect of cooperative learning and attitude and motivation. Di ba, dahan king variable, no? Okay. Yeah, let me share it to you na lang. Ito, the effect of cooperative learning, attitude, and motivation to mathematics achievement of senior high school students. So this is an example of causal research, no? Whether this cooperative learning as teaching strategy of the teacher, no, nag-i-employ niya sa mga estudyante, effective ba siya para mag-increase ang achievement sa bata in learning mathematics? And that's causal research. So actually, this is a master's research, no, because the analysis of this one is too difficult, no, for a senior high school at saka undergrad. So actually, na-stress ko pag-analyze kay medyo labad siya. Okay, let's continue. So kung ang correlation na sa mga application in various field, also the causal research also, no, meron din siyang mga examples in various field. We have here, no, okay, common, we have natural sciences, we have biology, chemistry, physics. Okay, but of course, just like what I've mentioned kanina, this causal research does not limit only on natural sciences, but we can also other field. It's just like yung example ko kanina, yung sa field sa education or even in psychology. Okay, pwede po na siya. So in chemistry, causal research is applied the conduct of chemical experiments to see whether a change in the quantity of one substance affect the characteristic of another substance. So there is a cause and effect, no, na situation. That is why that is an example of causal research. Okay, now let me discuss this survey research as experimental research. Class, si survey research is a form of it's a type of correlational quantitative research. Again, survey research is a type of correlational quantitative research. So this design makes use of a questionnaire as its main data collection tool. And I've mentioned also last time, di ba? an instrument or questionnaire, it is either a researcher-made questionnaire or adapted test questionnaire. So I think na-discuss ko naman din last time na when we say researcher-made, yung based sa ginawa ng mga researcher, based on the existing literatures, and yung adapted na O at saka adapted na A, na-explain ko rin yan siya, yung adapted na O at saka A, yan yung questionnaire based no na kinuha nyo sa internet, no? Based from siya sa other authors, and then giborrow ninyo, then kung naamoy gi-modify sa statements or sa questions, that is adapted na E, then pag wala mo giusab sa questionnaire, it will fall under adapted na O. In experimental research naman, experimental research is aimed at caution. So with the use of cause and effect logic, it looks at whether the application of a treatment known as intervention causes an effect on the sample being experimented. So usually ang example ng mga causal researches, no, we have this kanina yung experimental, even the quasi-experimental, again, quasi-experimental research is under this causal research. Again ha, yung quasi-experimental is under sa causal actually, because in quasi-experimental is just a mirror of experimental research. Ang kaibahan lang, di ba, is assigned lang yung groups niya or the sample. So if your study is determining whether this intervention would help this certain group, that is an example of experimental research, and that is causal research. But if your study is more on conducting survey, you're going to determine if na ba association or relationship, so that is a correlational research, no? So, kaya nga survey research is under correlational research. Now, what are the main components of survey research? So we have here a survey design, population and sample, the survey instrument, at saka the data analysis and interpretation. So there are 4 main components for survey research. First, let's have the survey design. Survey design may be a cross-sectional or longitudinal. Again, cross-sectional or longitudinal. When we say cross-sectional survey, it acquires information at one point in a time. Again, cross-sectional survey, it acquires information at one point in a time. However, pag longitudinal survey, it acquires information at multiple points in a time to compare, contrast, and assess changes in responses. Population and sample, I think na-discuss ko rin siya last time, no? When we say population, that's the general group, the totality, pangkalahatan. Sample is the subset of the population, the representative of the population. So a population is a general group of people with similar characteristics, and sample is the representative of population. This is a subgroup of population that is chosen either randomly or purposively to participate in survey research. Sir, na ako'y pangutana, sir ba? Possible po ba na ang gagamitin namin na sampling technique for quantity na research kay non-probability? The answer is yes. Pwede po kayong gumamit ng non-probability sampling technique for a quantitative research. Now let's proceed. Survey instrument, it is called as the questionnaire. Then I've mentioned also kanina that there are different types of questionnaire. We have the self-made or the researcher-made questionnaire, adapted na O at saka adapted na A na questionnaire. It contains close-ended questions with fixed answers that will be given to the selected sample. And survey questions may ask about behavior, attitudes, opinions, characteristics, expectation, self-classification, or knowledge. And lastly, example. So for behavior, sample question, how frequently do you use social media application? Then may Likert scale, how frequently? Always, often, sometimes, never, seldom, seldom, never. Like. Then attitudes, belief, opinions. What do you think about animal therapy? Characteristics, what is your highest educational attainment? Expectations, do you plan to visit a coffee shop in the next week? Yes or no? Self-classification. Do you consider yourself socially aware of current event and issues? You can have strongly agree, agree, disagree. Ano? Knowledge. Who is your student council batch representative? Pwede mo siyang isulat. So this is an example of a survey question category with their corresponding sample question. The last component we have is the data analysis and interpretation. Class, in survey research class, you can have both descriptive and inferential. Again, you can have both descriptive and inferential. And when we say descriptive analysis, so this descriptive analysis, the statistical tool to analyze this one is the descriptive statistics. Okay, it provides a general report of results of the survey, which may include frequencies or average scores. Kaya nga, descriptive statistics ang ginagamit, no, to analyze descriptive researches, such as mean, mode, median, the ano pa yung frequency, the ano pa basta any this descriptive statistical tool. Meanwhile, inferential analysis, it makes comparisons among the survey results to establish and explain relationship. So in inferential analysis, there is hypothesis being tested. Again, in inferential analysis, there is hypothesis being tested. Meanwhile, in descriptive analysis, walang hypothesis being tested dyan. Again ha, in descriptive analysis, walang hypothesis being tested, while inferential analysis, merong hypothesis being tested. Kaya nga, in example dito for survey research, you can use various inferential statistics, no? Inferential statistics such as correlation, person R, regression, t-test, ANOVA. So these are examples of inferential statistics or analysis. Example, in the field of medicine, sample application for survey research, patient preference for consultation schedule. In chemistry, what is the most common substances in high school laboratory experiment? In biology, the common inherited genetic diseases among males. In psychology, collection of demographic data or profile on experiment participants. In political science, voter preference in presidential elections. Economics, level of income per household. Culinary arts, level of satisfaction for a particular dish. Business, most preferred mobile phone brands. Actually, based on my analysis, no, in the sample application survey research, usually mga kanisya, you can use descriptive stat ito, descriptive stat din ito, descriptive stat, no, at saka lahat ng binigay ng sample application dito sa survey research kay the appropriate analysis, no, to analyze this one is descriptive statistics. Again, descriptive statistics, like patient preference for consultation schedule. What could be their patient preference? So you can use mode to that. What could be their common preference? Same with ito, most common mode rin. Ito rin, most common mode. Collection of demographic data or information, that's the use of frequency. Voter preference, that's mode also. Level of income, level of satisfaction, that's mean. Most preferred mobile phone brands, also mode, diba? So they are all under descriptive statistics. However, it's okay pa din siya. Okay lang man niya descriptive statistics ito lahat, since based naman dito in survey research, it's either you can have descriptive or inferential. Again ha, in survey research, it's either descriptive or inferential. The main components of survey research are the survey design, population and sample, survey instrument, and data analysis and interpretation. Meanwhile, for experimental research, this is a type of quantitative research that aimed at causation. There is a cause and effect. Again, there is a cause and effect relationship. So there are 6 main components. Unlike sa survey, 4 lang yung sa survey, no? 4 lang yung sa survey research. This time sa experimental, there are 6 main components. We have the respondents, variables, stages of the experimental procedure, instrumentation and materials, experimental procedures, and data analysis and interpretation. So by the way, we will use the word respondents, no, na lang. Again, para uniform siguro tayo lahat, we will use the word respondents, no. Since this is quanti, and according to research and other institutions also, they use respondents per quanti. Sa quali kay participants. But di ba I already shared naman you this one, no, na sa school nato na okay lang daw participants of respondents ang gamiton because they're just the same. But for me mas okay na mas sa quanti I prefer respondents. So let's discuss each component. Again, let's discuss each component. So respondents in experimental research are selected and differentiated into groups. The experimental group receives the experimental treatment or intervention, while the control group does not receive any intervention. Again, the experimental group siya yung ginamanipulate, the group that receives treatment or intervention. The control group does not receive any intervention. Okay, still part of the experimental research to assess similarities or differences with the results drawn from the experimental group. Now, let me give you an example of a quasi-experimental research, no? Example lang ta. Na katong ating previous example. Naabay, the effect of cooperative learning towards mathematics achievement. The effect of cooperative learning towards mathematics achievement. So ang teacher, kung ako ang researcher anang study, the effect of cooperative learning towards mathematics achievement. So ako ang buhaton ana class, nakoy duha ka grupo na klase. Nakoy duha ka grupo na klase. Ang isa ka class, moto sila ang experimental group, ang isa ka class, motong control group. Ang isa ka class, kanina sa experimental, this experimental group, sila yung tumatanggap ng cooperative learning na strategy ni teacher. Again, itong experimental group, sila yung grupo na tumatanggap ng intervention, especially yung binanggit ko kanina na sample, the cooperative learning strategy from the teacher. While the control group, sila yung grupo na tumatanggap ng yung usual teaching strategy ni teacher. Again, yung traditional or the usual teaching strategy ni teacher. So again, the effect of cooperative learning towards mathematics achievement. So again, yung isang grupo experimental, yung experimental sila yung nag-receive. Just like yung sa study na represent ko, sila yung grupo na naka-receive ng cooperative learning strategy by the teacher. Yung control group naman, sila yung grupo na wala lang, like the usual teaching strategy made by the teacher. That's for the respondents. There is a grouping na mangyayari. In the variables here, we have the independent variable. The independent variable is the treatment variable. It causes and explains the effect. The dependent variable is the outcome variable. No, it is the effect. It's the response to the application or changes in the independent variable. Now, based sa example na binanggit ko kanina, yung the effect of cooperative learning and the effect of cooperative learning towards mathematics achievement, the independent variable there is the teaching strategy. Under ng teaching strategy, we have the cooperative learning at strategy at saka traditional. Kana lang. Again, methods of teaching, kumbaga. Again, the independent variable doon is the methods of teaching or the teaching strategy. So under ng teaching strategy, yun yung cooperative learning at saka traditional learning. Then yung dependent variable natin, of course, kung may response to the application. Okay? Kung may effect ato, di ba? The dependent variable is the mathematics achievement, the outcome. Again, the dependent variable is the mathematics achievement. Again, balikan ko yung study ko kanina, the effect of cooperative learning towards mathematics achievement. Yung independent variable natin is the methods of teaching or the teaching strategy, which is the under niya is si cooperative learning at saka yung traditional. Yung dependent variable natin is the mathematics achievement of the students. Because this mathematics achievement of the students, this is in response to the changes, no, na nag-adapt ng ating independent variable. So, stages. One of the components in experimental research kay stages of the experimental procedure. So we have the pre-test, then the actual intervention, then the post-test. So pre-test is this is the stage prior to the actual intervention. Then after magconduct ka ng pre-test, then after pre-test, magconduct ka na ng intervention, then after intervention, mag-post-test. Okay? So, ingani ang situation. So, balikan ako to yung example ko kanina, the effect of cooperative learning towards mathematics achievement. Kana na example. Di ba na ako gi-mention na do ka grupo. Yung isa experimental, yung isa control. The experimental, this is the group who receive the treatment, which is the cooperative learning. Yung control group, yan lang yung traditional. So, ang unang gagawin dito, you need to conduct pre-test to both groups. Again, you need to conduct pre-test to both groups. Okay? Wala pang ano lang, just simple pre-test, like wala pang nangyayaring interaction, wala pang intervention na naganap. Just conduct pre-test muna. After conducting pre-test, that's the time that the teacher will employ the teaching strategy for the experimental group, no? Which is the cooperative learning, yung example natin. Then sa isang grupo naman, the usual discussion of the teacher, a traditional way of teaching. Then after implementing the intervention, there will be a post-test after. So, after the intervention, maganda ka naman ng test. You need to, ingani ang mahitabo, kung unsa ang test nga gigamit sa pre-test, the same test sa post-test. Again, kung ano yung ginamit na test sa pre-test, the same test na ginamit sa post-test. That's the requirement for pre-test and post-test. Kasi you are going to look whether there is there is a difference of their performance. The content, the question, dapat the same lang talaga. Okay? So post-test will be done after the intervention. Bigyan ko kayo ng example mamaya. Yung i-analyze ko na paper, no? I will state na lang the story, then the analysis after. Next, the instrumentation and materials. Different research instruments and materials are used in pre-test, post-test, or actual intervention stages. So an instrument is an experimental research is used to record the observation at any stage of the experiment. We have here we have we are going to differentiate according to the group studied and saka the actions done to the group. In pre-experimental design, it studies and provides an experimental intervention to a single experimental group. It does not make use of control group. Again, it does not make use of control group. Meanwhile, in true experiment, it makes use of both experimental and control groups whose respondents are randomly assigned. Variants of true experiments differ according to the participation of the experimental and control groups in different stages of procedure. In quasi-experiment, it uses both experimental and control groups. It differs from a true experiment in that the respondents are not randomly assigned into groups. So in a quasi-experimental, assigned siya. Okay? Naka-distribute na kung saan na grupo ang independent at saka the dependent variable. Another is the single subject design. It only has a single individual, the lone participant of the experiment. The experiment proceeds by observing the individual at different experimental stages and over time. Data analysis and interpretation. So similar lang po siya sa survey. Again, similar lang siya sa survey, no? So we have descriptive and inferential. So what sets experimental research apart from surveys that the overall goal of caution, not correlation. The overall goal is to look whether the intervention is effective or not. Yan, the cause, overall goal of caution. In correlation kasi, yun lang, yung relationship lang siya. Meanwhile, in experimental, you are going to determine whether the intervention implemented or applied to a certain group, no, will really, effective ba siya, no? Na effective ba siya na intervention? Application of experimental research. Example here, some sample application in the field of medicine, the effectiveness of vaccine. Yan. Factors behind the speed of crystal formation, the effects of new brand of fertilizer on the growth of crops, In psychology, psychological experiment on the effects of cooperation on team dynamics. In political science, mock elections involving candidates with predetermined characteristics and effects on the number of votes won. Economics, simulation of buy and sell trading. In culinary arts, the impact of particular ingredient on nutritional value. And in business, a pilot study on new business concept. Na ako'y mga na-analyze na data no na mga experimental research na sa una way back 2019 and 2020 na mga sila mga senior high school student no from Precious. Ako lang analyst no na stress pug ko ato sa una kay kanang experimental ilang research, experimental. They are going to determine whether this one is effective ba siya or hindi. Pangitaon na ko to unya, then i-present na ko, ipakita na ko sa inyo. Remember, the difference between causation and correlation is distinguishing survey research and experimental research. Caution for experimental, correlation for survey research. Experimental research is composed of respondents, variables, stages of the experimental procedure, instrumentation and materials, experimental procedures, and data analysis and interpretation. So there are 6 components, no? There are 6 components for 6 components for experimental research. Meanwhile, for survey research, 4 lang yung components niya. So much for this and this. Yeah. So I am going to find no yung sample na research no na ano nang wait lang, pangitaon ako to. This is an experimental. Actually, di siya research no. This is just a project lang. Okay? Project na daw ni siya sa ako ang friend no. Bridging program to siya no. Wait lang, bridging program. Okay. Ang goal niya class, okay, let me share ito yung This is a sample of experimental na research no. Quasi experimental kumbaga. Okay. Ana ko ang friend na nabay effect ang ang implementation sa bridging nabay effect ang bridging program sa performance sa mga bata. Ganon. Ang yang gusto magud niya gusto niya i-achieve kay ang kaning bridging program, it talks about reading comprehension. Like during summer class, katong mga estudyante nga ni join sa bridging program during summer class no about reading comprehension, effective ba siya to increase the performance of the students? Yan yung niya goal. So ang ginawa namin dito, we follow the pre-test and post-test no. So naay pre-test about reading comprehension, again naay pre-test about reading comprehension. So isa lang ka class iya ha. Isa lang ning ka class iya na diri. Ang yang gibuhat diri pag conduct yung pre-test, ang iyang gi-focus kay katong mga estudyante na mga bagsak ang score. Okay? Those students na wala nag-meet sa criteria like bagsak sila, mga 12 these were the students who got score 12 and 14 students pala, no? 14 students did not meet the criteria, have poor reading comprehension. Kana. So kaning 14 students na mga bagsak nila poor ilang reading comprehension, they were under the bridging program. Again, itong 14 students no, they were under the bridging program. So pag pre-test mo nilang score, again yung binanggit ko kanina, same question lang siya. Like kung ano yung tawag diyan, ginamit sa pre-test, same lang sa post-test. Pero ang sa kanyang study, isang grupo lang. Again, isang grupo lang ang kanyang gi-observe. Again, isang grupo lang. Same section lang din. So dito na case, yung mga 14 students dito na hindi yung poor ang performance, sila yung nag-undergo ng bridging program about reading comprehension. Then I don't know how many weeks yung bridging program after applying the intervention, get test after applying the intervention, get test sila using the post-test, the same questionnaire. So ito yung result no sa pre-test the score is 7.93. Okay, the score is 7.93. Sa post-test, the score is 10.07, pero bagsak gihapon. Actually, the description of this one is poor, bagsak gihapon siya. But at least, there is an improvement. Now, the question, effective ba ang ginawang bridging program ng teacher? So, i-analyze namin using inferential statistics, specifically t-test. So, we are going to test the effectiveness of the bridging program to those students who have poor reading comprehension, and the result shows a significant result. Okay? The result shows significant. Ibig sabihin yan, the bridging program is effective, no, to increase the performance of the students in reading comprehension. Again, this study is different siya sa binanggit ko kanina, yung effective, the effect of cooperative learning. Okay, iba yun siya kasi kanina, yung effect of cooperative learning, dalawang grupo ang dimension ko. Yung isa tumanggap ng intervention, yung isa wala. Okay, ito isang grupo lang siya na ginamit. But still, it's experimental research pa din siya, no? So, a single subject. Yeah, a single subject, no? So, here, a single group. So here, it was found to be significant. That means the bridging program is effective daw. So man akong interpretation. So, thus, a bridging program effectively enhances the performance of the students who have poor reading comprehension. Okay, so another example, pangitaon sa nako to atong experimental sa taga Precious man siguro to sila. Taga Precious to. Wait lang. I think kanino siguro. Saan na yun? Wait lang, hanapin ko muna ha. Wait lang, wala na may lain. Uy, pangita ko sa asa naman ito lang mga study. Uy. Ay, kanina lang siguro, this is an experimental study of estudyante sa college, no? Wait lang. Nawala man noon. Basta still, this is experimental. Sa SPC Manggod class, basta experimental yung study, iagi na siya og full board no na ethics review. Pangitaon sa nako to kung result na to diretso. The goal is yung stroke coach application, effective ba siya sa pag-enhance sa quality of life sa mga stroke patients. Again, ang main goal dito is that ang stroke coach application ba is effective in enhancing the quality of life of stroke patients. Okay? Pangitaon daw na ako to be asa naman to in result. Okay, dara na. Mani akong gi-analyze, no? Let me share it to you. Ako yung nag-analyze ani sa taga-college ni siya, no? Like the use of the use of stroke coach application as part of the blended rehabilitation in managing chronic stroke survivor. Like effective ba siya to ano tawag diyan kanang to I forgot. To not enhance ang term. Wait lang, sana 'yon. Okay. To enhance or to the quality of life of the chronic stroke survivors. So ang result dire is significant, no? Again, ang result dire is significant. Una ato ang gibuhat sa mga taga-college students ani nga PT fourth year na sila karon, ang ginawa nila kay of course nagkandak pa sila og quality yung survey questionnaire about quality of life, ganon ana. Then about stroke coach, wala pa gi-apply tong stroke coach application. Then after pag-conduct, They undergo na sila experimental na procedure like nanay mga nag-hire sila og mga PT, licensed PT to undergo this stroke coach application as part of the blended rehabilitation program like ganito. Then after ganon, after a month man siguro to, after 1 to 2 months, I forgot pila ka months, then we have another questionnaire, another survey questionnaire for the quality of life. Nakatabang ba yung stroke coach application sa sa mga chronic stroke survivors? And the result shows na effective ang stroke coach application. And actually this research is funded actually sa gawas. Kani sila funded ni siya sa gawas mo na kaning mga estudyante nakadawat ni sila og kwarta gikan atong gikan atong developer aning application. They're so lucky. So sila po itong nadaog sa PT department na na RDE. So ang giingon akong analysis diri, since significant man ang result, the use of stroke coach application as part of the blended rehabilitation program is feasible for the quality of life of chronic stroke survivor. So ibig sabihin, it improved the quality of life of chronic stroke survivors. So effective yung stroke coach application kasi it improved their quality of life despite of having stroke yan. So that's an example of experimental research unsa pa wala naman siguro kay common naman good ang common na kasi yung correlational. Wala na ko makita na na study sa correlational. Or if you want to have the correlational, well, I can provide siguro another a survey research na lang. Kanina lang siguro a survey research. Okay, a survey research, it talks about the students evaluation on distance learning, and students evaluation about distance learning at saka modular online distance learning at saka modular distance learning. So this is the output of some of senior high school students sa ilang research, quanti research So ang ilang goal dire is they are going to determine kung unsa ba kung kumusta ilahang what's the evaluation of the students with regard online distance learning at saka modular distance learning. So the result shows ito ang result. They are neutral again their overall evaluation regarding online distance learning both online at saka modular distance learning is neutral. So this is an example of survey research conduct lang sa survey. Again, this is an example of survey research conduct sa survey and the analysis na ginamit dito is descriptive stat lang. Again, the analysis is using descriptive stat because there is no hypothesis being tested dito. Okay? So, yan. Nag-conduct lang silang survey. So, this is a survey research. So, I hope that you will take down notes, those important things na kailangan i-consider. And hoping maka-answer mo sa quiz next week. So, have a nice day, everyone. And let's have our next video about the lesson 3, the variables in quantitative.